Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer, and we are returning to Rule the Waves 2, where we are in war against three nations as the US. So we are very much trying to dominate the world. Last time we did manage to successfully land in North Korea, currently occupied by Japan. We are also preparing an invasion of South Korea now, and I think we should move most of our fleet towards the North European theatre, just to cut off France and Germany, so the other two nations that we are currently fighting. So yeah, let's sort by location over here, and let's pretty much pick. So I guess we should pick our 3 California class battleships, 3 of our 4 class rangers. I want 1 ranger maybe stuck at home. I think we're going to keep the 2 Hudson class heavy cruisers at home so that we have some defenses over there, and that should be okay. And then I think what we're going to pick is the road. Oh, damn it. So all of the Reed classes, all of the Truxtons, the Flosses, I think we can keep where they are. And again, these guys over here, just at least 3 Ranger class. The Wasp is going to stay with the Hudsons just to protect our home a little bit. And I guess that does only leave a couple of Flosser classes, basically only 3 active destroyers. That might be a little too little, I'm guessing. So yeah, I guess we do need to use at least a couple of our guys also at home. So you know what, let's also keep 3 Reed classes at the American East Coast, and all the other guys are going to move towards Northern Europe. That's going to be alright, and then pretty much everyone else is going to stay home. And let's sort by displacement over here so that we have our biggest ships over there. There's 1 in the Caribbean, this is San Francisco here, and that I would also like to move towards Northern Europe. It was previously damaged, and that's why it was lagging behind a little bit. Right, everyone else should be fine though, I'm guessing. Yeah, what's on with you? You've been damaged pretty severely. All of these Nebraskans are starting to clear out minefields, so that should be okay. And we don't have too much to worry in that regard. Some of our ships are damaged, especially in Northeast Asia, but that's okay. They were pretty much... yeah, they pretty much got involved in defeating the Japanese Navy, so that is okay. I'm slightly worried about the dispersion of the German forces down here, but I think once we move into Northern Europe, they should start to come home, as they will be trying to protect themselves against our invasions. One of the Japanese battle cruisers is down here. Japan basically has no forces back at home, so yeah, they are very, very vulnerable over there. Fighting continues in North Korea. We've finished the construction in... no, I don't think so. We're going to use medium bombers over there. Commissioning a couple of ships, that's very good to see. We should not let them off lightly. I do want to continue to fight. I don't think we have surface-to-surface missiles in the game yet. Enemy submarine has sunk some of our stuff. Submarine activity, enemy submarine has sunk another thing, and USA is starting to suffer food shortages. Also, Kingfisher is... ooh, very nice. So, well, I say very nice, but there is a large line that was sunk by a submarine. With heavy loss of life, neutral nations are upset. Support for our cause is increasing, so that's close to what happened in the First World War with the Germans. German raider Scharnhorst has been forced to scuttle, so that's interesting. We've also sunk 4 submarines, that's nice to see. And we have a small engagement over here. I very much suspect that the Japanese can't even muster enough ships, and indeed they can't, so that's very nice to see. But our unrest level is starting to look a little bit worrisome. France has a couple of ships over here on the North American East Coast. We are sending a couple of forces over here. Are we outmatching them? So we are gaining a lot of points for blockading the enemy, and they are not gaining anything. So I suspect that their unrest must be increasing. Yeah. Still, they seem to have a lot of forces here on the East Coast. So what have we got to counter them? They've got a battleship and a battle cruiser. We've got 3 heavy cruisers and a carrier. So I think our carrier would probably be fine, but let's also look at our air groups at Hamilton here. Let's add an air unit of medium bombers. I think that's going to be alright. 20 of those is fine. Let's also try to expand that base somewhat. So yeah, let's just expand the base. and that's going to be fine. I don't think we can expand the space over here. It's pretty much maxed out already. So yeah, we'll probably have to live with that. Right, let's see whether we can get a battle over here, or maybe in Europe. Let's find out. Another heavy cruiser, that's lovely to see. Some of our light cruisers are... Whoa, that's an extreme combat radius for the French medium bombers. You are being refit currently, so you are carrying 10 15-inch guns. Interesting layout. French medium bomber. Ooh, Bunker Hill has been torpedoed and damaged. That is unfortunate. Lots of activity. We're sinking 7 submarines. They are sinking quite a couple of our ships. Surprise attack. Battle in support of land combat. Right. Japan declines. Here's a convoy attack. Let's accept that. Japan declines. Small engagement against France around Bermuda. I want to attack, of course, enemy shipping. And here we go. So, ooh, it's very much close to nightfall. That is somewhat unfortunate because I think they only have a battleship and other items around here. A battleship or a battle cruiser. What we've got is basically 2 heavy cruisers and, of course, the airbase in Hamilton. Now, the airbase in Hamilton is not going to be useful at night, so it is a bit of an issue. But we also got the destroyers, so maybe... Let's find out. Let's see whether we are going to find an enemy here. Let's advance time by 5 minutes. We should be getting in a contact, and we do. And let's get you guys here. You're not going to be AI controlled. You're going to be independent. You're going to be line ahead. So, obviously, what I do have in mind here is to do a torpedo run right away. Because I suspect these to be heavy forces. Right, we've lost contact unfortunately, but our destroyers are forming up nicely. And if we can get a couple of early torpedo hits in, then I think we might be doing fine. So yeah, let's try to set you up appropriately. And user can potentially try to lure them away. I think we are starting, yeah, Yukon is starting to fire on them with all of its guns, so that's nice to see. And you guys here definitely do make a torpedo run if you can. Oh, great. Lovely. Right. Yukon, can you get close? I think basically our only chance is to get close and really start hitting them hard. You should not be AI controlled. You should be doing as I tell you. Oh, and you should also try to go max speed. All of you, actually. Ooh, there we go. First torpedoes being launched. I think that's a little bit optimistic. But maybe. Okay, Yukon is coming up. That's not a bad idea because we do indeed have a lot of frontal facing guns. Whereas they probably don't. If this is a battleship, we should actually have a look at the almanac. At the almanac of the French. Yeah, so they probably it might be the Solfano, which carries a lot of frontal guns, 8 16-inch guns, or this Marseille type, and that too is more, let's say, front-facing. Right, you turn around. Also be much faster. Right. Yeah. What's our objective? We don't really have one, so sinking this ship would be great. Although I'm slightly worried because this is not an even match at all. I mean, we are about a third of their size probably. Still, so far we are putting out more damage than they are, so... and the nice thing about the night fight is that we might be damaging their radar, and that could potentially prevent them from firing on us, so that would indeed be great. We are scoring a lot of hits there. Maybe it's a smaller ship as well, we don't know exactly, so that is still a possibility. Scoring even hits as we don't have a distinct radar contact here. But I very much doubt that 9-inch guns are gonna be what is gonna sink this ship. We do need to be mindful to keep behind it and not go too far off the side. Otherwise it will be... Oh, there we go. We are coming under fire over here. And this is one of the reasons why I don't necessarily like heavy cruisers. Because they can easily get into engagements where they are badly outmatched. Still scoring some good hits here. Let's come up behind it. Let's use our broadside when we can. Unidentified ship hit. Good, good, good. I mean, they must be suffering some damage, but we just don't know how effective our fire is here. And 9-inch guns, I mean, at this distance, maybe. They're also autoguns. At least the 6-inch guns are autoguns. So, that's certainly helpful. Is it gonna be enough, though? Struggling to bring in our destroyers appropriately. Have you been hit again? Yeah, you have. Turret hit. Turret top, actually, but not penetrating, so that's nice. Although I really wonder how at this distance you can get a turret top hit. All of your guns are firing. Yeah, and Yukon has pretty much burned through its ammunition already. We must be doing some damage there. Look at all of these hits. Paul Johns. One of your turrets destroyed. Unfortunate. Not a big deal though. I don't even think we are slowing him down. And we're not in vision range, obviously, so let's try to gain on him. He's faster than we are, isn't he? But very good hits here. I mean, a lot of hits at least. Why are you so slow? Go faster. Okay, he's slowing down. He's definitely slowing down now. So I think the Yukon should probably try to... Let's try to identify him. We are in vision range now. Let's do sort of a weaving pattern over here. You know what? Let's stay to this side. Because if the destroyers are going to come on this side as well, then that might encourage them to torpedo a little bit better. Otherwise, I think they might be holding on to their torpedoes. Okay, we are scoring a lot of hits here. Heavy damage and on fire. So this ship definitely has some problems. But we just don't know what type of ship it is. Well, we actually know because they fired a 14-inch shell on us. So actually, let's have a look here what the French have got. That's 16-inch. That's 14-inch. So it must be the battle cruiser. Okay, can you please launch torpedoes? Yeah. Lovely. I think this is the first time probably that anyone is listening to me in regards to launching torpedoes. Yes, yes, yes! Ship details. The Donetsk sinking after 1 torpedo hit and 150 medium hits. So that's excessive. But it was, I think, the torpedo hit probably in the last turn over here. Can we see it? No, it is. Yeah, it's on the very last. Just look at how often they do get hit here. But nothing of that was... Look at that. All of the turrets are still super fine. They did fairly well. I mean, they kept things together right until the end, until they were really being blown out of the water, so that's nice to see. Lovely, another 18 points. Battle of St. George, I appreciate that. So yeah, our small ships here doing a hero's job, the Hudson, so Especially the Yukon, it's damaged, but it's still fine, so that's great to see. And you actually have good things as well. In 3 turns we're going to be a little bit more accurate as well, so that's nice to see. Bunker Hill has suffered that damage from the submarine attack, which is unfortunate, but you know what? It's fine. I guess what we can do is move our carrier that's currently, I think the Wasp that is currently on the North American west coast, I think we can move that towards Europe. So I have a little bit of a replacement there. You go to Northern Europe and that's going to be alright. In terms of San Francisco's, there is the Santa Rosa, which I guess we should be rebuilding. You know what, let's move it simply towards Europe. I think it's fine. We don't need to upgrade it. We're upgrading a couple of these guys. We're accelerating the construction of the Yellowstone. All of our heavy cruisers follow a naming scheme after rivers, so that should be okay. Some German ships here and there, and they still have an enormous amount of submarines. I think they've died down at least a little bit there, so that's nice to see. Although, look at Japan building 18 additional submarines. That's hefty. Right. North Korea is ours. That's very, very nice to see. Santa Maria, Santa Clarita, Santa Clara all finishing their reconstruction. Lovely to see. And that is very nice. We don't want any things in the Aleutians. Shinapao, no, we are gonna look at that. And Gunsa, I think that's all in North Korea probably. Improved version of our torpedo bombers, that's lovely. Speed and range is pretty much the same. Bomb loadout is the same, so you simply have a little bit more firepower. Well, that's nice to see, but not really critical. Losing more ships, at least sinking more submarines, so that's nice too. Blockading the enemy. Some aircraft being re-established, so yeah, we should see that North Korea is now ours, and if we look at the air groups, yeah, we see that there are Champaso and Genson, so these air bases are now ours, and we're definitely going to populate them with some aircraft, so yeah, let's have a look at the air groups. I think we have some fighters in reserve. Let's move them towards these bases. That's going to be alright, and then we're going to add another group of fighters to each of these. And then I think we're going to add a squadron of medium bombers and actually another one. These are fairly expensive, but I think they're very worthwhile in terms of land-based bombers. They are usually fairly good. And then I think what we should do is add a couple of flying boats, like around 10 or so. These are basically mainly for anti-submarine warfare duty, but also for air search duty, so I think that's going to be alright. 20 torpedo bombers. Let's say, yeah, 20 torpedo bombers is fine. And then maybe 10 dive bombers. Yeah, there we go. Most of these are going to have poor quality, but I still appreciate having all of these there, so that's great to see, and very, very lovely indeed. Good, yeah, so populated these air groups. That only leaves basically the airbase over here in the North Pacific that we never really wanted, but that should be alright. In terms of strength, we do have a lot of forces in Northern Europe. We probably do need to move some over there. Caribbean, some German AMCs. Yeah, the German heavy cruisers are like all over the place. We do need to think about what we can do in that regard. What have the Japanese got after all? Only 2 battle cruisers. So I'm wondering, I think we should potentially pull off the Lubang class from over here towards Europe. Okay, let's move you guys towards Northern Europe. You're going to go via the Northern Pacific, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's reasonable, I think. So what else should we be moving here? Do we need to move anything here? Do we need them to be escorted? Well, probably if I'm asking that, then we do need to be escorting them. We do have a couple of guys on the west coast, don't we? You're doing mainly trade protection. Okay, we're going to move you towards the active fleet, and we are going to move you towards the northern Pacific as well. That should be okay. Yeah, so then you'll meet up over there, and then you can sort of come back. You come towards this direction in a uniform fashion. We do have a lot of Hudson classes here, and I'm guessing what we can do is move the Hudson and the Yukon themselves towards Northern Europe as well. That does leave 2 of our ships that are working up, so they are not ideal, but I still think that's decent. Right. We don't have any other bases over here. We do have... The alternative would be to try and hunt down some of these German raiders, but I think Northern Europe is the much better target. And it's really nice to have gotten hold of North Korea. Also want to get South Korea, corvettes, lovely. We're losing corvettes though, and we are starting to see some unrest, so that is not good to see. And we're losing a lot of ships to enemy submarines. I really think anti-submarine warfare duty in 1954. I mean, we've lost like 5 ships. Okay, coastal raid, medium size against France. Let's see what's going to come out of that. If you can, please do attack airfields. I suppose you can't. So yeah, this is kind of dangerous. It's the middle of the day. It's pretty much exactly noon. We do have a couple of carriers down here. Ranger and Bunker Hill, I believe. We have a couple of... well, you know what? You're not scouting anymore. You are screening for the battleships. We've got these battleships down here. Do we want to even drive here? I'm very scared about enemy aircraft, so honestly I don't think that is something that we should be doing. I think the left pattern can be much less. 2-phase maximum combat air patrol. Right. Prepare a lot of strikes. So we've oh no Ranger and Bunker Hill, okay, they are in different squadrons. So let's get all of these guys here. Well, maybe not the fighters, but everyone else. You should be on a heavy loadout. And let's just ready these strikes. And here as well, dive bombers and torpedo bombers. You guys should... And you know what? We're going to pick one of these fighters. And we are going to ask you to be also heavy loadout. Notice how these guys are carrying different things, or different aircraft. So yeah, let's ready that as well. And let's see. And you know what? You are going to be a core part of the carrier. I don't really want you to be going around in... What's our objective? Sink 2 ships. I think we're probably going to be able to do that. Right, okay, so stop actually. Are our carriers completely not under our control? Yeah, it does seem like that, which is a little bit weird because now... Okay, that means basically our battleships are on their own. Go to max speed. We are sending out our aircraft, our surge aircraft. You can see the blinking dots going ahead. Haven't spotted anything yet. Let's stay a little bit clear off the coast over here. Really no reports coming in. That's... Ah, there we are. Okay, so there is a transport ship. Enough to launch a strike, maybe. At least let's pick a small one, though. Okay, these 14 dive bombers. Your target is going to be this report. Yeah, let's simply launch. Doesn't need to be coordinated. Doesn't need to be very... Ooh, 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 ooh. Aha. Here we are, though. There are some carriers in the vicinity, so let's definitely pick our fighters, dive bomber, torpedo bombers, all of you guys. Well, not all of you. We should do less than 53. So, which ones do I not want to take? I think the torpedo bombers don't really need to come along. Yeah, this is going to be alright. And your target is this. We could do it uncoordinated, but I think we are fine this way. And we're going to send some fighters in to escort them. And you know what, Carrier Division 8? You guys are also going to launch at this target. You're going to be there a little bit earlier. Well, maybe you should wait a second here, just so we are draining their combat air patrol. Yeah, I think that's going to be alright. And our battleships are going to stay clear of this target, because I don't really know whether or not... There's another report over here of a transport ship. Transport ship is not my main priority. My main priority is going to be these carriers. Okay, let's look at Carrier Division... Which one? You guys. If you launch now, I think the other ones were at 45, so we're going to wait like 15 more minutes. Oh, combat. We've shot down a reporting aircraft of them, which is nice, but let's change course anyway, because I don't want to be engaged by their aircraft. So, but since our guys are ready, I think we are going to launch now at the latest report here. Launch this strike, and on you guys, you've got these 16 torpedo bombers. I think we're going to send them... We want to send them right away? Yeah, I think so. I'm very worried about their strike, so I'm gonna take the American approach here, as they did in the Second World War, and just launch immediately everything that you've got. There was a very nice doctrinal shift between the Japanese and... I think these are the strike crafts, are they? No, just combat air patrol. Yeah, between the Japanese and the Americans, and the Japanese pretty much launched their strikes only in a very coordinated fashion, whereas... okay, so our first package here of dive bombers is being attacked, and a lot of our aircrafts are being shot down. I think these are the guys that were going after the transport, but let's see what they're going to find. So yeah, that's you guys here, isn't it? Yeah, the American Vanguards. Yeah, the Japanese were only launching coordinated strikes, whereas the Americans basically launched their strikes in a very piecemeal fashion, and just pretty much anything that could be launched at the enemy would sort of immediately be launched. Ooh, very nice. A hit on a battleship, apparently, or that's what's being reported to us. That would be really nice. Very early win for us. Light cruiser bomb hit. Yeah, and ultimately it looks a little bit like friendly. We are shooting down a couple of dive bombers. Where are they? I wonder. Harpoon. Just the presence of this does mean is sort of putting me down, because that means there are a lot of guys potentially on their way to strike us. Very small groups over here, I have to say. Yeah, we are shooting down a lot of aircraft. And there is that battleship that we've just been engaging. Hit on a light carrier. It would be good to score some early hits, because as, again, the Japanese discovered in Midway, if you're being hit early, it means you just basically you're continuously being off balance, and that does... By the way, how many aircraft did we lose here? Just 3 or 4 or so? Yeah. Well, more aircraft being lost to destroyer bomb hits. Why are you doing this? Enemy aircraft are approaching destroyer squadron 6, which is that. So that's over here. So yeah, we've got 8 torpedo bombers coming at us. So I want to shift course over here, because we are going to be under a lot of air attack. over here. On the other hand, our ships are also at the same time attacking theirs, so interestingly enough, their fighters are shooting down our fighters on an escort mission and shooting down a lot of our dive bombers, so they are in the right vicinity. But yeah, on the other hand, we are shooting down a couple of theirs, so it's really hard to say how this is going. We are losing a lot of aircraft over here, and we have the elite aircraft set up, so that makes it a little bit harder to actually properly engage. It is cloudy, and we are engaging some battleships down there. Unsighted, ooh, lots of hits on some sort of battleship. You don't know what exactly is being hit there, but and another one. It would be nice to score. I mean, I would really appreciate to score some hits on some of their carriers, though. Their carriers are our prime targets, and especially if we can get some bomb hits on them. That'd be really great because it has the potential to start fires. It would be extremely hard for them to extinguish. Some torpedo attacks. Nothing too useful though so far. On the other hand, we haven't been damaged at all. At the very least, we have scored a couple of hits on their battleships. Stavanger is... What's going on over here? Republic harpoons. I don't see any enemy. Harpoon, Brewster, Buffalo, harpoon. No. No Frenchies. Right, let's see. I think our strike craft are basically all returning and have been landing, so that's nice. And let's take an eye on the strike configurations though. So suppose I would take you guys. You could launch, your landing time would be sort of in at dusk. But I think I would actually be fine with this. Let's launch. Yes, we are going to suffer more accidents, and that will deplete our air force for the time being. You need to be 12, and you know what? You guys are irrelevant. So we can just launch this guy. 12 heavy dive bombers. Let's launch. It's a very small force that we're launching here, but I do want to get another attack in before dusk. And speaking of dusk, so if dusk is very soon, you know what, we might actually bring in our battleships. So yeah, let's actually do that. Let's turn our battleships around. We're going to come under air attack a couple of more times, I guess. But if we are meeting them in a head-on engagement, that would be too bad if it's night. So let's go to faster. Yeah, there we are. This is our air attacks vectoring in on the enemy. They must be about over here. They are approaching some enemy ships. There's a bomb hit on a heavy cruiser. There's a bomb hit on... I don't believe they have AVs left. This is all shrouded... Ooh, what? This is all shrouded in... Oh, come on. Don't give me an error message every single turn. Sometimes this game really gets me going. Okay, what if I do 5-minute turns? Okay, I do need to save this. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna put in a cut here and just come back to you when there is any engagement, because this is awful to watch. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a second, and I'll wrap it up what's going on then. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. I had to restart the game. I did a couple of turns in between that did solve the issue, but just as dusk settles over the land, over the Bay of Biscay over here, close to the French coast, we are coming under air attack for one last time, and we do see 14 dive bombers here, the Bloch MB-100 on a naval strike pattern, approaching our battleships and their accompanying cruisers, light cruisers, all of these ships. That is a little bit of a downer, because our combat air patrol has obviously already retired towards the carriers, so we are completely helpless here, with the exception of our AA. So what I want to do is turn into these guys as fast as possible over here. Let's see what we get, whether we are going to be bombed, whether we are going to get any hits on us. I don't see them for now, so maybe they missed us. They had a very, very short window of opportunity here, so if they haven't met us yet, we might as well retire to our normal course. We are trying to make a due course on their coast to see whether we can sink anything. I just think, due to the fact that that this was really a little bit of a mix-up, I think we have sunk 2 ships, but the game just doesn't seem to register that, so probably we do need to do something about that. There is proper nighttime, so we can speed things up over here. I think we are fairly sure from air attack. Why are you doing this? Aren't you supposed to be screening for the battleships? How are you screening from the back, I wonder? Right, okay, let's go down to 25 knots here. Maybe that's going to help the destroyers to catch up. Or maybe they just want to stay in the rear. No, they are forming up again. Okay, that's good. Right, so yeah, we are going to use the cover of the night here to maybe find out a couple of enemy ships and try to engage them. So yeah, let's get over here. Let's drive right towards them. We're already opening fire just by radar contacts. We don't know what they are, but we are scoring hits here, so that's certainly nice to see. And I'm guessing we can try to cut off their retreat. Of course, I don't want to be torpedoed either, so we do need to be a little bit careful. Ooh, what's happening on the Colorado? You've suffered a heavy hit. A 16-inch hit, indeed. So a 16-inch hit means that must be a battleship, right? So let's look at this again. The French do have a couple of ships, but only one with 16-inch hits. It's the old French dreadnought Solferino. 8 16-inch guns. 12.5-inch belt armor. I think our guys are doing a little bit better, right? We have 16-inch belt armor and 8 16-inch guns, so yeah, we should really be outgunning them dramatically. Right, let's try to get on a somewhat parallel course so that we can also use our secondaries. Let's also accelerate a little bit here. We are scoring hits on them as well, so that's nice to see. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully we are doing... I'm not sure what this ship here behind it is. Might be a battle cruiser. We haven't really seen... Ooh. What was this? Okay. I never noticed this. Okay. Right, no. I want to see the Almanac. I want to see what the French have other than this. Might be a heavy cruiser. I wonder whether it should be anything else, though. This guy seems to be slowing down, which is nice to see. How was the... Sorry, I'm really looking at this a little bit too much, but the ammo layout was mainly so that these that he has turrets to the front. So if indeed he is suffering from some sort of engine damage, I think we should try to get around and maybe get towards his rear. Okay, you know what? We are going to try to circle around this way. Lots of unknown ships over there, and I really don't want to get torpedoed. Okay, if he is turning this way, we're going to try to come up behind him. Colorado has been hit pretty badly. 4 medium hits here, just 5-inch hits though. But they did penetrate. And your rudder is damaged. God damn it. So yeah, we are making an unfortunate turn here to the right. And we are being hit by medium guns. Colorado is being pounded very heavily now. And it's doing this turn, right. Colorado, you are core part of the battle division. Let's get you towards AI control. And you're gonna try to come up behind this guy. Yeah, we are scoring a lot of hits on these guys, but I would really like to prioritize firing on this gentleman there. Okay, let's turn this way. Where's the Colorado? Colorado is still turning around. Well, we are now in a very good position to fire against this guy, but these guys here are worrying me, so indeed we might want to withdraw here a little bit. Our secondaries should be firing on this guy. California being hit. 1 heavy hit, 2 medium hits. That heavy hit was a 16-inch hit, really? Yeah, I suppose you can fire on this angle. Okay, let's try to turn you around. Colorado, how are you doing? Your rudder is still jammed. That's a big issue, of course. Right, but we are scoring a couple of good hits on this guy. So I'm hoping that we are taking out some turrets or something like that. California should be relatively safe at this angle. And they are definitely quite slow. So what we might want to do then is take these guys, get you off AI control, line ahead, and do a torpedo run. Torpedo range should be really more than enough, actually. We're going to sail towards this direction here. Right. That's okay. California secondary battery hit? I'm just wondering, yeah, it's a 6-inch gun, so nothing too drastic. Are you guys coming towards me? No, you're sailing away. That's nice. Yeah, and we are scoring some hits at very close range. Colorado, yeah, your rudder is still jammed. So that's a pity. California pass-through hit. With a medium gun only though, so not too bad. Okay, let's try to bring him out again. You guys here are making some way over there. And hopefully you'll be able to launch some torpedoes. It's supposedly a battlecruiser. Ooh, there are more ships coming in. I don't believe that it's a battlecruiser. I believe it must be their battleship. Colorado, are you good again? Yeah, you are. That's nice. Okay, great. Guys, do launch. 5-inch guns. I don't want you to launch 5-inch guns. I want you to launch torpedoes. Yeah, there we go. That's a good salvo. Yeah, there we go. More of those, and that's fine. And now you can turn about, actually. And let's actually turn together here. We can simply try to run away. Battlecruiser hit by 2 torpedoes. Battleship, I would wonder. 3, 4 torpedoes in total. You here. You are supposed to center on the California. Okay, let's retreat with the California or just keep it on a parallel course. And another 2 hits on this battleship, so that's pretty lovely indeed. Nice, and we are shooting at these guys. Let's turn away. I'm not sure whether they launch any torpedoes. Right, so I think we might have sunk the battleship over here. A lot of unidentified ships here in the night. Okay, we can turn around again. Because definitely we are outgunning these ships now. And you here, can you go back to screening for the California? Please and thank you. Colorado is matching up again in the division. That's cool as well. Let's go to maximum possible speed, primarily to avoid any torpedoes. Yeah, we are shooting basically at ships in the dark, but make sure we're not being hit by anything stupid. Our secondaries really should make short work of these guys, especially since ooh, there's an unidentified ship here, so this guy hasn't sunk yet. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate. I doubt whether they'll be able to fire a lot of guns at us, but you never know. Okay, these destroyers are doing a weird little run down there, but nothing too serious. So yeah, and you guys are dealing with these ships. This one is also slow, so he'll be raked basically as we go along over here. But we do need to turn, I think, towards this direction, so that, again, no torpedoes are being launched at us. And while we're turning this way, we're also exposing our rear guns, which is primarily our secondaries on this unidentified ship, which I appreciate. I really wonder whether there are some carriers over here in this group of ships. I kind of doubt it, but you never know. Okay, let's sail this way. Somewhere here might be the battle cruiser or battleship, I figure. We are very close towards the coast, so we need to be careful. Yeah, there it is. Let's turn. Yeah, we are shooting at it again. That's wasting ammunition, basically, but still nice to get some additional hits in. It's a little bit excessive, though. Yeah. Oh, look at that. It's not a French ship. It's a German battlecruiser. Oh, that's super interesting. It's also super nice because this is a dangerous ship. And I'm really happy that we are doing a lot of damage here. What about Colorado? What's going on here? Oh, you had a turret jammed. Okay. I was just irritated by the... So yeah, of course, Germany and France are allied. So this is actually a battlecruiser. It has suffered some heavy damage. It is on fire. So yeah, that should be okay. Right. But I really doubt whether... I mean, they must be sinking already. I'd really be irritated if they weren't. Yeah, and there we are launching more torpedoes. On a very weird angle, I have to say. But so far that's okay. Okay, let's try to turn around on a very tight circle here. Yeah, another torpedo hit. They are going down. I firmly believe that. What are these guys here, though? Torpedoes that are making a run. Unidentified ship magazine explosion, and there we are with our... Interesting that you're launching torpedoes on that. We don't know what they are. I'm guessing these are destroyers or something. And we also should keep in mind this ship up here. Right. Brandenburg class being hit multiple times. These guys here are starting to become a little bit slower. Zigzagging a little bit just to avoid torpedoes. What are you guys doing down there? Okay, come on. Let's do another proper run here. I think continuous fire is okay, or continuous time. And if they do get close, too close, we can still shift things. We're not really hitting them though. Not really enough though, I mean. They are slow. Two of them are slowing down. Do want to keep my distance, don't want to get too close. Otherwise we might be sucked in and just turn out to be running into a trap. Not so much a trap as an opportunistic way of them to engage us. Okay, I think that's good. What time is it? It's sort of the middle of the night, so we might as well start to withdraw our forces. I think it's okay. We did enough damage over here. The Brandenburg class certainly is a very nice win to be sinking that. We have also sunk a couple of ships, so that's nice to see. Not sure what you are doing. I'm guessing you'll be catching up soon. Let's go a little bit slow over here and start a runaway, and that should be okay. And I guess soon the end of the battle, if there is no weird way of this cutting out. Right. Weather has worsened, which is okay. I don't want to be too close to their land bases when the weather gets worse. When the weather clears up and there is morning. So yeah, we have to try to get away as far as possible. I guess we should also be a little bit faster here. Oh! Signal intelligence tells us there's a light cruiser in northern Germany. Interesting, but not really something that we do need to be concerned about right now. Here is morning. That's a little bit worse. Okay, there we go. Lovely. So, what has been going on? We've received light damage to 2 of our battleships. Look at that. There were actually heavier ships about. So we did sink 4 destroyers and a battlecruiser, so that's very, very lovely. And what else? So we've got the Brandenburg, So another Brunbook class that was receiving some heavy hits and a torpedo hit. So limits flooding. Yeah, you were actually being engaged by the California, so we might have wanted to press the attack a little bit more strongly. And there was also a battleship, the Solfano, medium damage. Well, what else have they lost? Nothing really. There was also a carrier. Well, that's interesting. That I want to see. So there was the burn. And you did what? Okay, you were hit by a single bomb. Flooding. Cannot keep up and has been detached. Look at that. It was a single bomb. It was a single 14,000 pounder. 1400 pounder. And that did an enormous amount of damage that they tried to limit for a long time. And that nearly sunk their ship. It was a single bomb hit. Interesting. Right, let's see, at least for the big ships, what's been going on. So yeah, we were engaging basically. Then we came in and they did a lot of funny maneuvers over here. But mostly this battle. Interesting. And ultimately, where are their ships? Probably they withdrew to port. Merchantman. Destroyer down there. Yeah, their capital ships did, I think, withdraw to La Rochelle. Okay, that's fine.